So first thing, yeah, the title was not clickbait. I have made my last hammock. I so since starting the business, I was always concerned about any possible liability or something like that. Somebody's camping in a hammock and something happens, the hammock, they fall out. Whatever, they injure themselves, the hammock rips. Whatever. Um, and of course, everybody's answer to protect yourself from an liability is to start a LLC. Well, it's not that easy. I looked into that pretty hot and heavy when I first started the business, and a lot of people will just naively just I'll just create an LLC and I'll be covered and everything will be good to go, and you pay the money and you think you're safe. There's a term called piercing the veil of an LLC, and what it is the lawyers will look at your business and determine if you are a legitimate LLC. And and especially for a business like ours, it's just me and my wife, and that's it. And it would they would definitely look into ours because on the outside looking in, it looks like it's just a sole proprietorship and not a legitimate LLC. And there are a lot of requirements, like piercing the veil of an LLC. There are a lot of requirements to be a actual legitimate LLC, like little things like having quarterly meetings and keeping notes of the minutes of those meetings and everything, keeping them on file, and many, many other things that you have to do. A legitimate LLC does. And if you don't, if you have somebody tries to sue you and you have an LLC and they look into it and they find some little thing that you didn't do that you're supposed to be doing, then that's what's called piercing the veil of an LLC. And once they're able to do that, the LLC is a protective umbrella. And once they pierce that veil, then it removes your LLC protection, and then they can go after not only your business but your actual family, your personal um, financial, you know, money or any assets you have or anything like that. So I just keep seeing more and more and more people doing stupid stuff in hammocks, like hanging, hundreds of feet up in the air and stuff like that. Or there'll be two cliffs and a big gap between them that drops down 80 feet, and they'll hang their hammock above that. Just stupid, stupid stuff. And I I've seen what really got me. It's something I've been concerned about since starting the business, and to protect myself, and also having pride in the gear I make. I've always done everything I can to make the hammock as safe and as strong as I possibly can. But the bottom line is, you're just hanging on a piece of fabric. That's it. All my sewing and everything that I do to try to make it strong and last and all that kind of stuff. Bottom line is, it's just a piece of fabric, and if you do something stupid, it could rip. Or even not even doing something stupid, but you just not thinking, and you get in your hammock and you got something hanging out of your pocket or something, and it makes a little snag, and then that causes it to tear and you fall through. I saw the thing that really got me worried, concerned about it, that I really need to protect my family from this, is there was this video. This girl was in this hammock. She was laying on her stomach. Instead of a strap, typically has a sewn loop, and you wrap the strap around the tree and then put the strap through the loop and tighten it up and then attach it to your hammock. There was a tree with a branch that had been broken off or cut off or whatever, and she just stuck the loop over the branch and hung it like that. She was laying on her stomach, and then whenever she tried to move to get it comfortable, and when it did, it caused the hammock to kind of whiplash like that, and it caused the strap to pop right off that broken limb, and she fell on the ground on her stomach, knocked her air out of her. But my concern was there were big boulders all around, and she just landed right in between them. She got really, really lucky, but she could have knocked all of her teeth out. She could have broken, bones in her face, worst case scenario, she could have cracked her skull and died. It was really stupid to put the strap on like that. It was really stupid to be camped above those rocks and everything like that. Um, and as far as the other stuff, the saying is don't hang farther than you're willing to fall. Um, but even with that, I've seen pictures and stuff of a guy that had camped out. There was a big tree stump had been cut where the tree had been cut off. He put his hammock right above that. Something happened. I don't remember the details of that, but I don't know if his hammock ripped and he fell through it, or if he got in it and in the middle of the night and missed it and just fell. I can't remember the details of it, but he landed on the stump, and it was the bruise was on his back, but it was like a big bruise that covered like his whole upper body and everything, and could have messed up his back. I don't remember if it did hurt his back. I mean, for a long-term injury or something, it definitely hurt, judging by the bruise. But bottom line is, um, I think as a husband, my job is to protect and provide for my family, and I don't. That's not being sexist or anything. My wife definitely does, plays a huge part in that, and sharing those responsibilities to protect and provide for our family and everything. So, not being sexist by saying that, but I think I don't see how I can completely protect legally against somebody doing something stupid in a piece of our gear, and then they get hurt, and then they want to come and sue us. In a majority of the time, you could show that, hey, look, you didn't set it up properly, you didn't do this, you did this stupid thing or whatever. But then you got all the legal cost and all that kind of stuff. And my business, because I only work on the weekends, I'm in my truck right now that I drive Monday through Friday. So only being able to work on the weekends, I don't make enough money in the business to be able to spend tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in a lawsuit and everything. So that, even if we could win the case, the financial burden it would put on our family to try to fight because somebody did something careless in a piece of our gear, it's just not worth the risk. I enjoyed making the hammocks and everything, but and being able to provide that custom gear, but I could do the same things, um, get the same satisfaction from providing other gear, like tarps or different bags or different things. I still enjoy making those things, and that's something I've been trying to get into anyway. I can still enjoy making those things, but I don't have the potential of all that liability. Um, if I make a bare food bag to hang and the bag tears, you take the line off and let it drop down and it hits the ground and the bag tears, you're not going to get injured. You're not going to have a reason to try to sue me because you got a little tear in your food bag or something. So I could still make the same quality of stuff that I have been with the hammocks, put the same attention to detail in all that gear, have pride in the gear that I'm making, make gear that helps people get outside and enjoy life, using our gear, and get the personal satisfaction and pride from doing that. All the same stuff I was getting from making the hammocks, and not put my family at risk for the potential liability. It sucks. We are MCing hammocks, and then to quit making hammocks. And that's how we built the business, and that's what our reputation is built on, and all that kind of stuff. But I just can't. That video of that girl falling between the rocks, that was just like the final straw. I can't. Like I said earlier, everybody thinks naively, oh, you can just get an LLC and you'll be good to go. No, it's not that way. It's not that easy. Um, Lawyers can easily pierce that veil if they get a good enough lawyer and everything, and especially a small business like ours. Um, and then you're putting your family's everything on the line. Uh, any money, the amount of money it would cost to try to win the case, and then if you lost the case, then now you're really putting a huge financial burden and stress on your family. And ultimately, I just don't think it's worth it. I mean, there are still plenty of places people can get good gear, for hammocks and stuff like that. I mean, you know, it's not going to hurt you, the person uh, buying them. Um, I think our we did a lot of stuff to make our gear better than a lot of the other companies, but ultimately, there's still good hammocks and stuff you can get out there. So it's not going to hurt you, and for me to risk my family's financial stability and all that kind of stuff, um, to be able to make those, it's just not worth it. My wife and I have worked so hard for the past 10 or 15 years based on making all the same stupid financial mistakes that everybody does, in their 20s and 30s and all that stuff. We've worked so hard the last 10 or 15 years to recover from that and make better decisions and all that kind of stuff. And we don't have money, but we don't have we're coasting. We're finally just treading water and not sinking. And to lose all that, all the last years of trying to do better, to lose that because somebody wanted to do something stupid, and or was just careless or whatever, and I've done everything I can to protect myself. That even like stupid little things like not stupid, but little things like quilts. Make it if they want the few quilts that I've made and sold. If they want the outside of their quilt to be the same color as a hammock, I'll make the inner layer a different color, so when you go to sit in it, you can tell the difference, and you're not actually sitting in your quilt and you fall down on the ground. Um, everything I've done to try to, first of all, protect you, the person using the hammock and everything, to keep you safe and everything, but then also, to protect my family from any potential financial burdens. But that's it. My wife and I have talked it over a few times the last couple of weeks, and we have made our last hammock. We're going to continue making gear. Eventually, we'll probably change the name. That sucks too, because we built up a reputation under that name, and people know if they're talking to somebody random about the gear, oh yeah, just look up MCN hammocks on YouTube, Instagram, whatever. And now you change the name, you lose all that. That took years to build up, and you got to kind of start over again. And also making other types of gear, you got to kind of build up your reputation that, yeah, you can make that gear just as good as you did the hammocks and everything. So, but it's all worth it compared to risking our my family's, financial situation. And we'll have to. Right now, we've pretty much had the business closed down for the last several months because we're moving, and we're hoping to get started back up in January. But even if we do, my shop's still at the other location, and when I start out, it's just going to be back to old school, like when I started the business, just a sewing machine on the table in the house, and for a few more months until this spring or early summer when we get the building moved over. So even if we do get started back up in January, it's going to be kind of a slow start, but we'll get it back up and going. One good thing about all this stuff is the business being shut down and everything is in all those trying to correct all the bad financial decisions from the past and start doing better. Started getting better with not having debt and all that kind of stuff, and we started out the business debt free, and still don't have any debt within the business. So shutting this down these last several months, we didn't have to. If I would have done that and would have had debt, then I would have been in a world of hurt. I would have had to close down the business and sell everything or whatever. But now I can just, not having the debt, not having the incoming bills every month, I could just stop, and then start back up again where I left off. But still, just working even without having debt within the business. I still don't, and only working weekends. I can't afford to pay tens of thousands of dollars for a lawyer to protect my family because somebody did something stupid, and I'm not going to continue putting them at risk. I just see too many pictures, too many videos, too many stories of people just doing stupid stuff, and I don't know why. I guess, like when I was young, I was 10 foot tall and bulletproof, and nothing was ever going to hurt me until it did, And same way with them. But I hate to do it. We worked really hard to build up a reputation as a company that can make really good hammocks, but I'm not going to continue risking my family, putting them at risk financially, the mental and stress and everything during the lawsuit and all that kind of. It's just not worth it. We'll continue making videos on the YouTube channel, that with our new gear as we start making that, but also hammock camping and any new equipment or gear that comes out for hammocks. There's also some accessories for hammocks I started working on before I had to shut down the business, and I can still make them and stuff, but I'm just not going to be making any hammocks. So that's it. I just wanted to kind of give an update on what we're doing and why we're doing it, and hopefully everybody understands and continues to support us as we kind of find our way through all this.